Hello class, my name is Joseph Stallone, and my second New York Times article is titled Natural Born Killers, The Anatomy of Violence by Adrian Raine. The author of the article is Paul Bloom, and it was published June 21st, 2013. This article is about why certain people commit violent crimes. Why do certain people become violent criminals? And this article gives evidence as to biological, genetic, environmental, physiological, and psychological effects on people that can display why some people develop this type of personality and why certain people commit violent crimes. And this article is actually about an excerpt or a book rather written by Adrian Raine that Paul Bloom chooses to talk about in this article that discusses the various reasons why people become violent criminals. And Adrian Raine gives a great amount of scientific explanation as to why this happens. And he actually predicts that we can predict violent criminal behavior before it actually happens in people due to brain deficiencies and areas of the brain that are damaged and certain environmental stimuli that make us act out in these ways. Um, I learned a lot from this article. I learned that violent or criminal behavior is not just something that is spontaneously done. A lot of times it can be a mesh of many things, such as those deficiencies in certain brain areas, or your upbringing, or even having a low resting heartbeat can make you more prone to antisocial behavior, which is one of the physiological symptoms that related to this class. Also, the article goes into a little bit of detail on damage in the impulse area of the brain, which we discussed largely in chapter 6, and that might be part of the damaged area of the brain that contributes to people committing violent behavior. The As we learned in chapter 6, when our brain interacts with the environment and uses environmental stimuli to create impulses in our brain, that part may be damaged, and what maybe is the part that makes us act out to this violent behavior. A lot of research has been done on criminal and violent behavior in the past. You can find a plethora of information in many books. I took a class on personality theory. That book had reasons to why people develop into this kind of personality and act towards certain types of behavior. You can look in violent criminal history books. Serial killers are a great way to start. I was watching a show on the History Channel the other day that was all about serial killers and trying to find the serial killer gene that we may be able to predict this kind of violent behavior in people before it actually happens. The article is a very interesting read. I recommend it to anybody. Violent and criminal behavior in people is a very interesting topic in psychology and biology, as well as physiology, because there are physiological symptoms that can predict violent and criminal behavior in people. I recommend that anyone take a deeper look into this because it relates well to this course and to the field of psychology in general. Thank you.